Hi, and welcome to Brain-Friendly Presentations, which are all about how to present based on how the brain receives, processes, and remembers information. My name is Ákos Gerold, and today I'm going to tell you how you can speak your audience's mental language. Let me illustrate what I mean with an example. Very recently, one of my clients was preparing a presentation for an audience of public prosecutors and lawyers. And in his organization, he consulted a colleague and showed her the presentation, and the colleague said, well, this is an excellent presentation. I really think you're going to deliver a lot of value for your audience. However, I think you need to add some graphs in order to show visually, to illustrate, and to make it easier to understand the results that you managed to achieve, because this will be very, very obvious from the graphs and easier to understand. So he did it. And before he would deliver the presentation to his audience, he delivered it to his wife as a test. Luckily, his wife was of the same professional profile as his audience was. She was also a lawyer working for a government institution. So he started presenting, and only a few minutes into the presentation, his wife said, "Stop, please stop. I'm very, very sorry I have to stop you. I know you've been working on this a lot, but you have lost me. I'm just not able to follow." Now, how bad is that? If your audience loses your train of thought and cannot follow what you are sharing with them, it's probably one of the worst things that can happen to you as a presenter. Luckily, the wife explained what the problem was. She said, look, the moment you arrived at the first graph and you showed it and started talking about it a little bit, I just couldn't follow. And ever since then, when you moved on to the second graph and so on, I haven't been able to follow. And this is the essence of what I'm talking about when I say you need to speak your audience's mental language. Why? If you think about the professional profile, for example, of lawyers, then I'm sure that you will conclude that the people who go to law school are typically not the ones who were excellent at mathematics, statistics, and they don't see too many graphs, too many numbers. Yes, they operate with data, they operate with facts, but it's usually written language. On the other hand, people who like mathematics, people who like numbers, will end up studying science, engineering, economics, finance, because this is where you operate with numbers all the time. And for people with such professional profile and such professional mental language, numbers are very convincing. You show them a graph and they will much more easily and quickly understand it, perceive what you are trying to communicate with it. And in fact, graphs and charts and things like that and tables with lots of numbers will actually create in them this feeling of, yeah, there is substantial research behind it. This is serious. And I can trust it. So it builds trust. So by following his colleague's advice, and the colleague was an economist, our hero, the hero of our little story, added things that distracted, that weren't in accordance with the mental language of lawyers, and that distracted them from being able to follow the message. So what I'm saying with this is that you have to be very, very careful when analyzing your audience. Think about their mental language so that you would speak their mental language in order to be a successful presenter. I'll just give you a quote for the end, which comes from somebody who was the head of a finance department, or is the head of a finance department of a global company. My client is his direct, And the head of the finance company told him, and actually keeps saying to everybody, in God we trust, everybody else bring data. So what he's saying is, in order to speak his mental language, you as the presenter, you need to show him a lot of data. Now, I would caution you against overcrowding your slides with data, because that's going to be counterproductive as well, but that is another topic and another video. If you found this video and the advice in it useful, then please hit the subscribe button. Also, you can find a lot more on my website, which you will find in the notes. Happy presenting.